A horse saddles up alongside a boat nearly 3 miles offshore. An unusual deep-sea rescue that causes unbridled relief.
This horse is something different than I've seen in all my years of breeding horses.
May 15, 2012, Summerland Beach near Santa Barbara. William, a beautiful 7-year-old Arabian show horse, is asked to be one of a select group of horses for an afternoon photo shoot workshop. He's there with his trainer, Jim Lowe.
If you envision Arabian and what people talk about in Arabian, they have a picture of a white horse with a scoopy head, big tail, prominent wither, sharp ears, large nostrils. William is like almost a stamp of that.
It's William's first time at the shore, and as Jim finds out, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him pose. Just as William is getting acclimated to the ocean, a wave crashes on the shore.
Well, of course, he was startled. He's jumping around, pulled me down into the water, and I ended up down in the water with 2 hands holding my reins. He's jerking me around like I'm a fish on the end of a line, and all of a sudden I can't hold him any longer. He breaks away.
It's about 4 p.m. when a panicked William bolts and runs right into the ocean. He begins swimming along the coastline. Another trainer tries to lasso William, but the spooked horse slips away.
The rope was on the back of his ears, over his nose, but the way the water was going, when he started to reel it in, it came above his nose and slid over his ears.
William turns right and doesn't look back, making a beeline out to sea. His owner, Arabian horse breeder Mindy Peters, is several miles away when she gets a call from a close family friend.
And she said to me, "Mindy, Kendall's horse is gonna die." And I was like, "What?"
William actually belongs to Mindy's 14-year-old daughter, Kendall, who just got him a few months ago and witnesses him swim away.
You know, horses can swim, but they're not great swimmers. That's not their forte. That's for fish.
I thought, well, they're sharks, and I knew this great white shark was in this area 2 days before and attacked a kayak.
William is getting farther and farther away, eventually swimming out of view from everyone on shore. Local water rescue agencies are notified of William's predicament, and several watercraft are dispatched to search for the elusive Arabian seahorse. Santa Barbara Harbor Patrol Officer Ryan Kelly is part of the search team.
In order to find him, it was just a matter of taking in conditions into account and start a search pattern just like we would for a man overboard.
2 hours pass and William is still lost at sea. His rescue is becoming a race against the clock. The odds of William surviving through the night are not good.
We really had a very finite amount of time to find him, so it was getting kind of down to the wire at that point.
And just as the sun begins to set, William is spotted. Another searcher records the action.
I was actually pretty astonished that we were able to find him, and when we look at the distance offshore, I was even more amazed.
By the time Officer Kelly's boat gets alongside the bewildered William, they are more than 2.5 miles from shore, but the horse is reluctant to be rescued.
Ryan, can I be of any help?
I might need you as a counterweight here in a minute. I think we're okay though. Unfortunately, the closer his boat we got to ours, that agitated the horse even more.
Finding William alive is a tremendous feat, but getting the 1,000-pound beast back safely to shore, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Luckily, the horse still had its saddle and reins on. We secured it as best we could to the side of the boat, and both the lifeguards and the fire were able to kind of help with one of our rescue buoys for a little added flotation, keeping, again, his head above the water.
It takes more than 90 minutes in the chilling 58-degree water before William makes it back to the beach. By now, it's dark outside, and everyone breathes a collective sigh of relief for William's safe return.
Kendall, put that blanket on him too. All we could see about 3 miles out was the boats and their lights. We couldn't see even them. And then when he came on shore, I mean, he was like from you to me before I could see him.
One of the things we were worried about was once we got him on shore, if he was to collapse from exhaustion, to everyone's surprise, and we were all happy to see it, he was able to walk to the trailer and get treatment almost right away.
William is checked for hypothermia and is not seriously injured. In fact, a little more than a month after his ordeal, William and Kendall are competing at the Earl Warren Showgrounds in Santa Barbara. Kendall's proud father is renowned film producer John Peters.
When they go in that show, they're bonding together, these two. You know, lights are on them, there's distracting, people screaming and yelling.
The Peters family is grateful to have William back safe and sound. And Officer Kelly's family watches William in action, this time on land.
Thank you so much for what you did to save him.
How far out was he actually? Was he out by the towers?
He wasn't that far, but he was about just under 2.5 miles. Which is, yeah, if you really get the perspective out in the boat, and it's incredible, you know.
Well, we saw the lights of you guys coming in, and that's all we could see were the little lights way in the distance. I was like, he can't be out that far. I mean, it was incredible.
And thanks to the rescue efforts, William and Kendall continue strutting their stuff, winning at the Arabian Horse Association's 2012 Youth National Championship.
It was by far one of the most interesting rescues I've ever had.